Hi everyone, it's your girl US Diva V. I'm coming at you to let you know that the Pearson View trick worked. The Pearson View trick worked for me, you guys. I did find out today via quick results that I did in fact pass the NCLEX. So thank you, God. I am excited. I'm grateful, and I'm just ready to get my nursing journey started as a new nurse, as an LVN in the state of Texas. So yay me! I did it. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you guys what I use to study. Everybody, they may be aware, well, not everybody, but some of you guys may be aware that there's a kind of a study guide available. If you go to allnurses.com, they have like links, or just Google NCLEX study guide. And it'll work for NCLEX RN or PN. That's what I've been told. I'll put my name at the top. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, it's really good. As you can see, I went in studying. Like, I really went crazy studying. All the highlight marks, they give you the contact precautions, droplet precautions, do not delegate, what you can eat, evaluate, assess, and teach. And I'll kind of go through these things. I might start making videos just to kind of go through some of these things. But as you can see, like, I really went through, I highlighted a lot. I like to color coordinate. So I color coordinate extra facts that I learned. I write them here. But I color coordinate. So each color may mean a different thing. You see? And do whatever system works for you. Whatever system of color coordinating works for you, use that system. But this is another thing that I was told, and I agree with. Don't use too many sources. If you're studying, you don't want to use like 30 or 40 sources. Don't use too many sources. And that's just an odd number. You're not going to use 30, 40 sources. But don't use this book and don't use 20 other NCLEX books. Don't use 10 NCLEX books. Try to stick to a minimum of 3 sources or less. Here's some more. Okay, so that's out of the way. Also, I made a lot of flashcards based off of this information. I have over 600 flashcards, so there's tons. I have my stacks of flashcards. So as you can see, this is the way I learn. I process information. I learn my CPK values, all of my, this is like for a heart attack. If you have a myocardial infarction, you want to do this test, or troponin, or myoglobin. But we're not going to go into studying right now. I'm just showing you my cards. Anyway, yeah, a bunch of cards with a bunch of information on it. Values, just all kind of information. Lab values. If somebody has renal impairment, what would you see? I have so many freaking flashcards with the answers on the back. If I got a question wrong, whenever I was doing questions, like Saunders practice questions or NCLEX questions with Kaplan, I would actually make it into a flashcard. And not word for word, but just here's one, for example. It just says like the best time to take a growth hormone, steroids, diuretic, and Aricept. So when is the best time to take them? You take the growth hormone at night, and everything else you take during the day. So if I got the question wrong, I would just make a flashcard out of it. And even if I got it right, sometimes if I got it right by chance, I would still make a flashcard out of it. Hematoma types and diarrhea equals acidosis, vomiting equals alkalosis. Just like I made so many flashcards. But also, now this is the book I use kind of like a dictionary. Like if I was uncertain about something or want to look something up, this is my primary go-to. And this is the NCLEX PN Kaplan guide, Kaplan Nursing. And there's 2 of them. There's a darker one, like more of a teal or a turquoise one. And then there's this one, a lighter color. So make sure there's the NCLEX PN Content Review Guide. Okay? And I just kind of went through and did my same old thing, like just my usual like highlighting and color coordinating and things like that. I would recommend studying interventions and patient teaching the most. You want to know your pathophysiology and you want to know your signs and symptoms. But on my exam, I noticed there was a lot of teaching. What do you teach the patient? What to teach the patient? What will you see? Which is a sign and symptom. So you want to know everything, but make sure you know interventions to do, what to do to help them, and then also patient teaching and interventions. Okay, so I bought this book NCLEX PN Exam Cram book, and this is the newest one, so it's the 4th edition. I like this book, but I didn't use it that much. The only part of the time I used it was really for the pharmacology because I felt that it was very clear, very precise, and very to the point. The only one I felt that it was slacking on was calcium channel blockers. So you may want to use a different source for calcium channel blockers. But yeah, and then also they have this exam cram PN cheat sheet type of thing that I didn't really pay attention to, but you could just make sure you know your values, know your lab values. If you don't know your lab values, there's going to be a lot of questions you're not going to be able to answer. And here is the back page, everyone. So it's just a little cheat sheet that comes in the book. And this comes for the RN and the LPN. So, oh, and by the way, if anybody's wondering why they call it LVN, in the state of Texas and the state of California, they call licensed practical nurses, they label as licensed vocational nurses. So it's just a difference in the name. Same thing. So if you hear me say LVN, then don't be surprised. This was my main source. I love this book. I use this book, as you can see, it has the bookmark in it. I use this book the most. I did these questions the most. I started out getting about 60s to 70s on my Saunders online, because but this is the eLog book. So basically you log online and you can access like over 4,500 questions online. So I started getting about 60 to 70% on my questions online. That was like the first 2-3 weeks that I was studying. The last 2 weeks, I was averaging about an 86. I was getting 90s, and I even got 100 on my practice test. And I would do about anywhere from 25 to 50 questions on the I did a 100 question test. I got a 76%. So I felt okay. I'm starting to get ready. I'm ready to take my test. My test was already scheduled, and I was going to leave the date because I felt pretty sure that this was working. So everybody, I would definitely, positively and for sure, if you don't get any other book, if you don't get this book, and even if you don't use the study guide, get this book immediately. If you're RN, I don't know, but I'm guessing it will work just as good as it did for the PN. But because when I start my RN, I'm getting this book, and I'm actually going to use it through the program to study, because it goes into detail with the diseases and disorders, and it's so clear. I mean, this book is good. At first, I didn't like it because I didn't understand the formatting of the book, but once you get the hang of it, and you will love this book, and I use this definitely as a go-to source. I love this book. Try to do about 200 questions per day, especially when time is winding down. The day before the test, I did not study. I wouldn't suggest studying because, honestly, I took my flashcards out and stuff that I can tell you now. My brain, it was like a brain block, and it was an overload because you're like anxious and nervous. So stuff that you will probably get wrong because it's too close to the test. You just need to give your brain the time to breathe. And everything that you study, you already know. So it's just like, don't go in trying to cram it in the last day or so. It's stressful on yourself. Let yourself relax. Give yourself a break. But anyway, I just want to say thank you, God. I got my results, and I'm so glad I passed. Now it's just time for me to find a job, because it's been a long time coming. You guys know how it is going through nursing school. You're broke. You can't work because the hours of the program, you're just broke. So I actually took my little notebook yesterday, and I started writing down. I was looking up some jobs and stuff already, and I just kind of started my little job search, and I just wrote down some jobs here. And of course, I'm color coordinated as usual, so I put what it means. And then I wrote down some jobs here, and then some stuff I want to follow up with. And then I'm just going to do that starting not tomorrow because I have some parent-teacher conferences to go to. But I'm going to do that starting Tuesday. So I'm going to be calling these places and just trying to get my name out there. My goal is to have an interview scheduled by Friday. Or if not an interview, a hot lead. And then also by next week, I want to have an interview for sure. So that's pretty much it, everybody. I thank you so much for all of the great, kind, nice comments. I really appreciate all of your well wishes. I will keep everyone updated with my situation as far as me finding my first job whenever God blesses me with that job, and hopefully God will be soon. But I will keep you guys updated with that, and I will keep you guys updated with the process of me getting started back at school with the RN program. Because of course, for me, I didn't go to school just to be an LVN. I went to school to become an RN. Eventually, one day, hopefully, either a CRNA or a doctor of nursing practice. So I went to school to be an LVN as a stepping stone to get me to where I want to be. So I'm going to start up RN probably around January. I already know what school I'm going to, and I'm just incredibly excited. I'm ready to get this started, but I'm going to give my brain some time to rest since I just finished. So I'll rest for a couple months and start back up in January. I'll keep you guys posted. I wish you the absolute best on your test. Take a deep breath. Go. Give it to God. Do your best. And of course, don't forget to study now. Because you don't study, you won't know. I recommend practicing select all that apply questions more than anything. Dedicate at least 3 full days, 3 full 8-hour days, 3 full 8-hour days to select all that apply questions. In doing this, you should be good. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. Bye.